guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm doing this super fun bright blue look that's perfect for summer. Last night I could not fall asleep and I was just thinking of different makeup tutorial ideas for some reason, and I was jotting them down on my phone, and this is the one that like was screaming my name today. So I'm so happy with how it turned out. I hope you guys enjoy it. If you ever recreate this look or any of my looks, please tag me on Instagram or send me a snap on Snapchat so I can see it. Also Twitter, I'm starting to dabble in Twitter now. I'm starting to get the hang of it. So follow me on there if you're not already, and all my socials will be down below. So let's get started. The first eyeshadow that I'm going to use is Vanilla Bean from Makeup Geek, and I'm gonna mix it a little bit with Peach Smoothie, this one right next to it, because I don't want anything too warm in the crease, and I'm very fair, so sometimes Peach Smoothie can go on pretty yellow on me, so I'm gonna mix those two together to kind of balance them out and give me a nice neutral shade throughout my crease area. I'm using an E40 brush from Sigma to do this step. I'm going right into the crease shade, so I'm gonna go into my electric palette from Urban Decay, and I'm gonna take the color Gonzo. Oh my gosh, this is so dirty. And I'm gonna put this shade into the crease from the inner corner, outer corner, all up in that crease area. Make it really defined, but blended at the same time. I'm using that E25 brush from Sigma to apply this color. Make sure you take your time with brighter colors and when you're using darker colors. I find that they're very tricky to work with. So just take your time, blend out each step, and you should be fine. Once you've got that color really defined in the crease, you wanna make sure you pull back on your brush just like this, and then turn your brush sideways almost and just feather that eyeshadow upwards so that it fades very nicely. And then I went in with a little bit more Vanilla Bean just to help blend that out a little bit more. And just a little quick reminder, since I have to edit this video down so that it is actually enjoyable to watch, I'm cutting out a lot of the blending process. So that just now took me about 5 minutes total of just blending and blending and blending. So keep that in mind, because I'm obviously not gonna include the full 5 minutes into this video, or any video for that matter, but just keep that in mind when you're doing your makeup, because even though it seems like I do it in like 5 seconds, I literally take a really long time to blend it out. So don't be afraid to take your time when doing your makeup. Trust me, it will end up looking 10 times better in the end if you take your time. Okay, so now I'm gonna take a pencil brush and I'm gonna take the color Chaos. It's like a super bright like cobalt shade. It's insanely bright. This shade I find is the most powdery out of all of the shades in the electric palette. So I'm gonna be very precise with this pencil brush. I'm gonna go right in the crease in the inner and outer corner, and then I'm gonna blend it out with that E25 brush that we used Gonzo with. This is the point where it's almost crucial to approach the crease from above it, because you just want the very tip of the brush to touch that edge of the Chaos and Gonzo shades where they meet. You just want the tip of the brush to touch, because if you get the whole thing, it's gonna become a sloppy mess and blend all over the place and get too high. So really bring that brush from over the top of that crease and just touch the tip into the crease area. Blues are really tricky to work with, so I'm kind of nervous. But I'm gonna go in with the number 88 gel liner from Inglot. It is a very light blue and super pigmented eyeliner. And all over the lid area, I'm gonna use a concealer brush and carve out the whole lid area. And before that dries, I'm gonna take this light blue from this BH Cosmetics palette. I'm going to use this 239 brush to apply this and just pat it all over that lid area. It's basically the exact same shade, just in an eyeshadow, so this will just set it in place. If you don't have an eyeshadow the same color as the liner, you can always just use a translucent powder and use that to set the area. I'm gonna use this angled brush and just go right at the edge where it's a little messy. Okay, and now I'm gonna use that same light blue shade on this E35 brush from Sigma, and I'm just gonna run that through the crease to help blend out the blues from earlier. I'm going to give myself a wing using the Inglot gel liner number 77. It's just the black one. Layering Inglot gel liners is kind of complicated because they dry so fast. So if this doesn't work, I might go in with a different liner just to help it out. I'm quickly going to apply some mascara on the top lashes so that it can dry while I do the rest of my face makeup. Moving on to the face, I'm going to use the Hourglass Veil Primer and rub this all over the face. It's mattifying, but yet it doesn't feel like a mask on my face. So it's freaking awesome, and it basically waterproofs your foundation. For foundation today, I'm gonna use the Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the color Nude. And I'm going to apply this actually with the Sigma F82 because my flat top kabuki is super dirty. So I'm just gonna buff it in with this brush instead. To conceal, I'm using the Urban Decay Naked Skin Weightless Creaseless Concealer. I'm in the shade Light Warm, bringing this under the eyes and also in the center of the face to balance out the highlighted effect. To blend this out, I'm using the Sigma F64 Soft Blend Concealer Brush. I'm gonna use the Bobbi Brown Foundation Stick in Almond to chisel out and contour my face because I feel like 10 pounds lighter when I use this product for this specific purpose, and that I feel like feeling that way today, so that's what I'm gonna do. I have a full in-depth contouring and highlighting video on the steps that you can take to contour and highlight. I go over freaking everything in that video, so I will link that down below as well as up in the top right corner if you want to check it out and get more details on that. I'm going to set the cream contour with the shade Light Palette. I'm going to use the center shade with a 109 brush from MAC, and I'm basically just going to use the powder to set the cream, and it also deepens up the contour just a little bit more. I'm going to highlight using Sunlight from the Tarte Skin Twinkle palette, and I'm using this, I think it's called the setting brush from Real Techniques. It's my favorite brush to apply highlight with. And then for blush, I'm using the Tarte Exposed blush, and I'm applying this with the 168 brush from MAC. This is just a neutral blush shade, almost like a brown mauve undertone. And now we can move back to the eyeballs. I may or may not be putting this in my waterline. I'm gonna take Gonzo on this flat definer brush from Sigma and put it right up on the lash line. You know the drill. And then I'm gonna take that Chaos shade, which is the really cobalt color, and put that even closer to the lash line with that same brush. And then using my handy dandy FX7 brush from Sigma, I'm gonna take that light blue shade from the BH Cosmetics palette and use that shade to buff this out and blend it out a little bit more so that it looks very similar to the top, just very blown out and diffused. Quickly gonna fill in my freckle with the NYX Felt Tip Liner in dark brown. And now I never do this, but I'm going to add some mascara to the bottom. And then I'm also going to add some bottom false lashes just for fun. These are the Precious Lashes from House of Lashes. And then for the top false lashes, I'm using House of Lashes Iconic Lashes. And for my lips, I'm just gonna keep it simple and basic and go in with Pure Hollywood Liquid Lipstick from Anastasia Beverly Hills because it's my favorite go-to nude lip color, and I think it pairs perfectly with what we've got going on with the whole eye area and stuff like that. So that completes everything for this makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I hope it was helpful, and I challenge you guys to get out of your comfort zones and try something new. Even if it's not as super over dramatic and over the top as this one, you'll feel so good as soon as you just like try new things and just step out of your comfort zone. You'll be so happy that you did. Thank you guys so much for all of the love that you've given me on all my videos, especially recently. You guys have just been like just extremely nice, and thank you so much for all of the dedication on the voting for the NYX Face Awards. You guys are freaking awesome. Today is the last day that you can vote. You can vote 3 times a day per person per email over on nyxfaceawards.com, and if you vote, it will help get me to the top 20 of the competition. So thank you guys so much for being a part of my little family here on YouTube, and please subscribe if you'd like to be a part of it with us. And I think that's all, so thank you so much for watching, subscribing, liking, commenting, all that jazz, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!